Hey, what's up YouTube? It's been a man 20 here tonight, and I'm doing this video as a short little video on first tarantulas, or the first tarantula you should get, or how you should care for your first tarantula. I got my first tarantula when I was like 13, 14 years old, guesstimating. My first one was a rose-haired tarantula, and actually take that back, I was like 11. Anyway, but rose-haired tarantulas are great first tarantulas. Another good one is little pink-toed tarantulas. They're a little bit more squirrely, but you know, they like to move around a little bit more. They're a little bit faster, but they're still very nice tarantulas, not really aggressive or anything, and don't tend to mind being held too much. Mexican red knees are another great tarantula. A little bit more pricey, but very beautiful, very awesome, pretty slow, easy to care for. So those are my three main choices on first tarantulas you should get. And setup can be very basic, very elaborate. This is what I'm putting my rose hair in right now. We got a little water dish. In the pet store they might sell you a sponge with your tarantula, a little round sponge that you can put in the cage for them to drink off of. That can actually harbor a bacteria that can kill your tarantula, so that is a bad option. Here I got a little plant all bundled up so you can get underneath and hide. Rose hair is a desert tarantula, so I just got sand that's actually crushed coconut, or not coconut, but walnut, or is it acorn? I don't know, but should have read the bag a little bit better. But you can get that at any pet store. Make sure if you get, you know, a rainforest species, that you get like some eco substrate, you know, some more moist substrate. But anyway, my big thing with getting a pet tarantula was just the fear of, you know, it's a large spider. But they're very placid, they're very calm for the most part. The venom of a tarantula is not bad compared to most spiders. Some of them can be quite toxic, but I mean, you know, black widows, brown recluses are much, much, much worse. Allergic reaction is the main thing that you have to worry about. Trying to catch my rose hair right now to put her in there. There we go. As you can see here, she's a beautiful girl. Very calm, doesn't mind to be held. I mean, in my opinion, holding any spider, they're not used to it, you know, so it stresses them out a little bit. But, you know, she ain't too fearful or anything. She seems pretty calm. She's just moving around. If you're picking out a tarantula and you looked on the abdomen, right there on the butt, if there's a little bald spot like on my Goliath, that normally means that they're stressing out quite a bit. I'm trying to get her, there we go. That they're stressing out and they're rubbing the hairs off as a defense mechanism. So that would probably be one that I'd stay away from. But otherwise, it's pretty easy to see what's a good tarantula. You know, make sure they're moving around and active. But make sure you do not put a heat lamp on the cage. They have an exoskeleton, so with the heat lamp on the top of the cage, you know, it will cook them. During the daytime, when I was out looking for them in the wild, did not see a single one in the daytime ever. They were always out at night. Very thick at night, actually, but they stay under rocks in the daytime. There you go, it's okay, sweetheart. So we're going to put her down right down in there. Now, if you're actually afraid of your pet spider, you don't want to pick them up real high, because then if you drop them, you can actually kill it or break its legs or a lot of things. So if you want to get used to the feeling of holding your pet tarantula safely, I would just, or scorpion or anything invertebrate, I would put my hand right in front of it, just like that, or you could off to the side a little bit, and then let's get a little bit better camera angle, just like that. Then you can just nudge the butt just a little bit. That's okay. Now, she touched my hand there, so you know that was a little bit of an interaction. You know, you could also use something to nudge her, but just keep her really close to the ground and just nudge her up across your hand. You know, you don't have to pick her up and hold her very high up off the ground to interact with them at all. It's also a good pet to just sit there. If you just want a pet tarantula, you know, just to sit inside the cage. You know, you could get a 55-gallon aquarium, deck it out, and have a really cool, interesting conversational piece, you know, with it. It ain't something like a dog that needs somebody playing with it to keep it entertained. It's a spider, you know. But yeah, for the most part, they're easy to keep. You can feed them crickets. I don't feed them a lot of mice because of calcium. They don't handle calcium well like snakes do and other lizards and stuff. They are an invertebrate. So I feed them mainly bugs. Make sure that if you have a bug man that comes around and sprays, I don't have any pesticides in my house, of course, but if a bug guy comes around and sprays, make sure you get your tarantulas out of there, because that is not, I mean, it'll probably kill them more than likely. They are pretty hardy, but still, you know. I keep mine at about 80 degrees in the room at ambient temperature. I don't actually keep a hot spot in the cage anywhere or anything like that. I do keep a water dish in there, like I said. A very small water dish. I don't keep anything large because they can't actually swim. They can drown. But, you know, a small water dish, she can get over that and get in there to get a drink. But I do have a question. I have a lot of people that's really into keeping tarantulas on my page, and I appreciate that, but I only have 2 spiders myself. I just have my Goliath and my rose hair. So my question is, I'm getting ready to do a video on quarantining snakes. Do you all quarantine spiders? I've never quarantined a spider. You know, I've never worried about bringing anything into my collection. But what's possible things that you can bring into your collection if you know you don't quarantine a spider? What are you looking for when you quarantine them? So if you want to leave a comment below, you can make a video, you know, and put a link to it, or however you want to do it. Just let me know what you all think about quarantining spiders, if it's necessary, if there's actually any diseases or any parasites you can bring in on spiders. I want to do some field herping this summer, looking for tarantulas, so make sure to check those out. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page, It's Been a Man 20, and I think that's about it. Make sure you do more research before you get a spider, because this video doesn't have everything in it, needless to say. But have a good night. It's Been a Man 20.